Hi everyone, it's Justine and today's video is a chat with lovely Jenny Mustard.
Hi everyone!
We were wondering what the differences are between French style and Scandinavian style because you're Swedish. So we worked out 10 questions to tackle about style in general between the two countries. We're going to do 5 questions here in this video and then the next 5 questions over on your channel. And I will link that down below in the description. Shall we?
Yes, let's do it.
First question, what would you say are the 3 fashion essentials?
Ooh, it's a bit difficult to answer, but I would say that for the Scandinavian woman, it's the beige trench coat, the light blue jeans, and probably the sunglasses. I think this might be one of the issues where like French and Scandinavian style differs the most, because the Scandi girl is super trend sensitive. Where I think the French woman tends to go a bit more towards the classics, am I right? So even if you find like the perfect trench coat, it wouldn't help you the next year because, you know, as the trends change, like the cut will change, the color will change, so you have to always update your wardrobe.
So in France, it's indeed more looking for timeless pieces, those that really work for your body as you are, and that you can style in many different ways because you can wear them several years and not just one season. So in terms of pieces, I would say a black dress, one that looks fabulous on you, like that little black dress thing. It's not a myth, it's a real thing. Every French woman I know owns at least one, if not several ones. Then I would say a good classic handbag in a rather neutral color, one that fits with everything and that you can wear for years, super high quality. And then the third item would be a nice tailored coat, one in which you look dressed up, even if the rest of the outfit underneath is casual. And then you're
that
good
makes
to go.
Sense. Yeah.
Next question. How much makeup is okay up there?
Ooh, I would say that for the typical Scandinavian woman, we tend to want to look quite understated and natural. That being said, we do like to wear quite a lot of makeup.
Okay.
Because you have to remember that for like 8 months out of the year, we hardly see the sun at all, but we still want to look, you know, sun-kissed and fresh. So we use a lot of like bronzer and foundation, that kind of thing. But for the overall makeup look, I would say that we usually focus on one piece of the face to highlight, like maybe a super bright red lip, or like a very exaggerated eyeliner, or really bold eyebrows, but then keep the other aspects of the face a bit more toned down.
I think in France, you should rather look like you're not trying. We pay a lot of attention to having good, healthy skin. So a lot of time spent on skincare, but then the makeup itself is pretty subtle. I rarely use foundation myself. I know it's a common thing among French women. So it's more for a day look, mascara for sure, maybe eyeliner, not always, maybe the brows, I do mine, but not everyone does. Then just a bit of blush here and lips, and that's it. If I'm wearing a bright lipstick, then the eyes will be lighter, just like you said. If I have a focus on my eyes, then the lips will be more tuned down. And for the night, I would upgrade. So more on the lips, more on the eyes, but that's not a typical day look.
So you wouldn't wear like a dark lipstick during the day?
Probably not.
No?
I'd be more on the bright red side. Nothing purple, nothing dark bordeaux. Not quite yet. Next question. Flats or heels?
Sneakers. Definitely sneakers. What about for French people?
I'd say heels.
Heels.
But I have ballerinas in my purse because they're so small, they fit everywhere, and I can change when I get out.
So do you like walk on the street in ballerinas and then when you get to your...
Yeah.
Clever.
So it's an exercise, but you get used to it. Find a proper corner, hide yourself, change shoes.
That's super classy.
Next question. How much jewelry would you wear? What with what? When is it too much?
It can never be too much. I think that when it comes to jewelry, it's all about what's on trend. Like for now, for example, the huge earrings on trend, so you will see earrings galore on the streets of Stockholm. But if jewelry aren't on trend at the moment, you won't. So it's like, again, all about the being modern. But I do think that most Scandinavian women have a really big thing against mixing gold and silver. I'm not sure why, because I really love that color combination, but it seems like ingrained in most Scandi women.
It's the same in France.
Yeah?
We don't usually mix metals. we also don't wear full set. We do wear jewelry most of the time. It's not like this year it's not in, so no one wears it. People always do. But not a full set, earrings, necklace, arm cuff, rings.
Okay.
You do like I'm wearing today too. So I have earrings, but I'm not wearing a necklace. Rings, but no arm cuff.
So it's about being
or
balanced.
Bracelet. So it's a bit of everything, but not too much. If I was wearing jewelry everywhere, it would be too much. Also, there is a thing, more than a trend, it's the sentimental value of a piece of jewelry. That's important in France. So if you ask a French woman, what's your favorite piece among everything that you own, she will probably say a piece that she got from her mom or her grandmom. It's about the emotional value of things.
I don't have anything like that.
Really?
No.
I do. Plenty. And I love those pieces.
That's cute.
Next question. Is there a top hairstyle?
Oh, I would say that the number one hairstyle in Scandinavia is probably the top bun. You know, like a lot of Swedish women have really long blonde hair. So it's like nice to just put it up in a bun on top of your head. It looks messy and casual, but still very chic and stays on trend year after year. What about in France? Do you have one?
I don't think we have one.
No?
Maybe the typical French look, bangs in the front, and then somewhere between chin length and here. Longer than this is rare. Barely anyone has hair as long as mine, I think. I don't know anyone. But also not often shorter than the chin length bob, which is called a carré, for which you go to your hairdresser and you wouldn't go anywhere else. Shorter than this really stands out, I think. That's it for this video. Thumbs up if you enjoyed us trying to describe our two cultures, which is not easy.
No, it was very difficult.
But it's still easier for us living abroad outside of our countries, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
because
so.
we can compare our people with the rest, with the other cultures.
That's true. Like when I walk around in Berlin, if I see a Swedish person, I can like tell from a mile away, like that's a Swedish girl.
Yeah. I can recognize a French woman at the end of the world on holiday on the beach.
Really?
I can still tell.
That's a French girl.
Yeah.
That's
so
true.
those were the first 5 questions. The next 5 questions are over on your channel. There will be a card here in the corner and a link down below in the description. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was so much fun.
And take care, everyone. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.